Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 3. We're here today with 2 races back to back, ready for our final race tomorrow. So first up, race 25 on Screen Speedway by our very own Quarantined Cheese. So a quick check on the chat, we've got Cheese here doing an online test. Finished your online test. I was going to say, I'm not going to condone not stopping your test, but you finished it, so it's okay, but I wouldn't complain. And you got 100%, so that's good, excellent, good stuff. We got Iceman here and we got Boer here at the moment. Yeah, Cheese and Iceman providing the tracks today. Yep, got Cheese with Screen Speedway, and then following that will be Iceman's Marble GP India, one of our longest or second longest track, alongside Office Madness, which was also our other long track. So it's going to be a longer stream than normal. But the current standings going into the final 3 races, we have Iceman leading with 482 points. See Pesky Bird popping into the chat as well. Jimmy in second with 476, that's Icebreakers 1-2 right now. Marnie in third with 468, still trying to hold on to the top 3. Superboss in fourth with 463. Azure in fifth with 441. Cheese in sixth with 431, tied with Pesky Bird. Demon in 8th with 423 and Boer in 9th with 417. Now Boer may be looking to get some points and make their way out of 9th, but at the same time Boer did say they might see how much of a point difference they can get at the bottom, so we'll see what happens in these next few races. Hello from work. Hopefully I'm not too distracting for your work, Pesky Bird. You know, you gotta make sure that work comes first. But like I was saying to Cheese with the test, not gonna complain that you're here. The more the merrier. So over to the track, the first track. Scream Speedway. Pretty straightforward track. Not too much to go over really. It is near enough an oval. If it's a distraction if we pretend we're done. It's not a distraction if we pretend we're done. True. Work is work, marbles are a passion. You gotta stick to them passions. You like the aesthetic. It's quite nice in this little pond area. So we have little triggers. Don't ask me which one does what and how all of them work, because I won't be able to answer that, but I'm sure Cheese can. I know there's ramps, as you can see over here. There is a trigger that flips that ramp back and forth between that straight and that straight. There's also walls that come out on either side. There's 5 different blocks on each side that each do an assortment of things. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Could totally change up the race. All these different triggers. And aside from that, it is pretty much an oval. And you can see all the trigger stuff out there. Cheese cannot answer that because it doesn't know either. Oh dear. Okay, so we'll just see as the race goes. Wheatman's here. You haven't missed anything yet. We're just about to get into the first race. So good stuff. Good to have you joining us as well. We'll be surprised. Yep. We'll just have to wait and see. Shower speedrun strats. Right, let's get everyone loaded into their positions. Reminds me that, yeah, what's planned to Marisol season, multiple tracks like this one. This was for that. Yeah, so it was one of the things I talked about, and it is something I'd still possibly go back to. I don't know whether to just integrate them into a normal season, extend the maps of the season, but I still have ideas of doing a couple of like mini seasons that aren't the main ones that are possibly themed. Obviously those plans were put in place before I then kind of went a bit AWOL on the streaming side. But we may bring those ideas back, because I also worked on one track myself at one point. So maybe we'll bring back some, or bring in some mini seasons, like a Mario Kart styled one that hopefully we don't get in trouble with Nintendo over, as well as maybe some other ideas and come up with. I have been working on a couple of tracks actually recently, just in my spare time, just for fun. Got back into doing a bit of track creation. Not the best stuff. I'm not the most creative and amazing when it comes to track building, but I have worked on a couple. They are in the workshop, so if you look up my workshop, which I think my Steam's just Space Egg, hopefully. Yeah, I do have two maps I just put out on the workshop. One's kind of just a silly survival thing, and the other one is actually based on, well, inspired by Trackmania, because I watch a lot of Trackmania content. I played it for a little bit, but I actually watch it every now and then. And so it just gave me the inspiration to do a track that ran off some of those ideas, which actually came out quite good. I might do a stream on it or include it in a video or series at some point. 40 laps, yep, the track is quite short, so we'll be 40 laps. This will be the quicker of the two races we do today. Pesky was saying Pesky were 1-2 this time, about starting 1-2, so we'll see how that goes. We're going for last position. What's our favourite Trackmania game? See, I played one many years ago. Don't remember which one that is, but I think it was one of the original Trackmanias. And I played Trackmania Turbo, which was okay. It was obviously more of the modern thing, but from what I've been watching, it's probably, is it Trackmania 2020 or 2022 or something like that? The main one that you see people playing. I can't remember. I did download it at one point. I've always forgotten what the title of it was called. Turbo was quite a bit of a disappointment. Yeah. Bro, old. Getting old. Feel it. Nations. Yeah, is it Nations Forever was one. I think that was the one before Trackmania 20 or Trackmania 22, whatever it's called. Yeah, I know Nations Forever was quite big, and there's still a big player base on that. I know a lot of the big players bounce between the games. But yeah, let's get on with the race. With all that chat said and done. Also, Wheatman, I just noticed, submitted a bunch of tracks, and you got warned. Yeah, I saw that pop up. I'm not sure why. I haven't actually looked into it yet. I think it said something to do with duplication or spam. I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but I'll have a look at it. Should be alright. Race start when? Race start now. 5 people in the chat, yet 4 viewers. It's a bit of a strange one. But here we go, we are off. And there's been a bit of a collision at the back between Jimmy and Marnie. Not a great start. But Bwert is going to take the early lead here. Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be spam, because I did see Iceman submit a bunch. So Bwert and Iceman battling out over the front. Superboss getting a bad exit on that corner means Azur's going to come through into third. A rough turn by Bwert. They're going a bit slow. Iceman's going to get the outside lane. Bit of a battle going on between the top two. Then we have Azur, Superboss, Marnie, Pesky Bird, Jimmy, Demon, and then Cheese. Yeah, there are always DNFs possible. Anything can happen. So as we see, going over the triggers here, not a lot happening currently. There's a little bump there. Oh, and Boer's actually taken a fall into the middle, but there is a recovery system in place. And after battling it out for top 2, Boer's had to get the respawn to the start. So not seeing much movement on the logic systems at the moment. Screen Speedway broken. I actually think it might be right now, which is funny because I even tested it prior to this stream to double check the times and stuff, and everything was working. And then I saved it, backed out, come back into it, and it looks like the triggers are broken. So we are playing Screen Speedway here without any triggers. I touched nothing. I'm guessing this track, you have to play it when you first download it. If you save it, it seems to break. So yeah, we have a tamer version of Scream Speedway going on. Currently Marnie leading, Iceman in second. Iceman going for the inside line, is going to move up. I think we just saw it as a reset there. May have taken a fall off the track as well. Rough through there for Iceman. Marnie's going to reclaim first. Demon actually in third right now with a fastest lap. Pesky Bird and Boer battling it out. Boer's going to go for a lunge, is going to get past, but Jimmy with loads of speed, losing it all on the ramp. Boer with some good exit speed there, going all the way up. Iceman losing some time. It's now Marnie leading, Demon in second, and Boer in third. So even without these triggers going on, we're seeing a lot of position changing. Still getting the same amount of chaos, as to be expected with the UMR season. Pesky Bird going around the outside of Boer, but not enough speed on that outside lane. Going to tuck in. Boer's going for a block. Is going to be able to hold Pesky Bird back. Going for an overtake on Super Boss. Tries the outside, not quite enough speed. Will hook back on the inside. Get the overtake. Pesky Bird going for a lunge as well. A bit of a collision, but Pesky Bird makes it past Boer. Boer getting caught up on the wall. Notice sometimes the walls on this game can be a little bit on the janky side. Up at the top, Azur's causing some trouble getting in the way of the two leaders, but they do make it past. Marnie and Demon currently 1-2. Can I glance at the logic real quick? I'm sure we can. Not a lot moving on the logic. Everything just seems frozen in place. Demon a bit slow there. Marnie's going to come back past. Demon still holding the fastest lap. Iceman in third. Downloads are a bit broken at the moment, but no issues with the downloads showing up, thankfully. Otherwise that could have been could have caused some troubles for this. Jimmy and Iceman side by side, so we have the Eternal Darkness 1-2 followed by Icebreaker 1-2. Iceman and Jimmy were going for an outside line, but a little clip with the wall there. He's going to stay behind Cheese. Oh, Boer's fallen off again. We can see where the fall off happens. A little run over the wall there. And a series of unfortunate events currently for Boer on this track. We're seeing Iceman now putting up a fight with the top two. Trying to get past Marnie there, but gets blocked, and actually it's going to open up some space for Boer to try and make some time back. but is going to be lapped by the front three. Iceman with a good run into the first corner. Going to get past Marnie. Going for it around the inside of Demon, making that work as well. But a bad clip on the wall gave Demon a chance to fight back, but Iceman will hold that number one spot now. The goal is to win. Where's new goal is to see how far last they can finish. And Iceman is now leading. Superboss has made it past Demon and Marnie as well. Demon and Marnie both losing a bit of time here. At risk from Pesky Bird, Cheese and Jimmy. Jimmy getting past Cheese. Superboss losing a bit of speed on the exit. Demon and Marnie are going to slipstream each other. Get past Superboss. Pesky Bird not far behind Superboss right now. Pesky Bird in front of Superboss. But Superboss make a lunge up the inside. Pesky Bird clipping the wall slightly. Cheese in front of Jimmy. Jimmy goes for the lunge, but Cheese blocks off. Cheese around the outside of Pesky Bird. Pesky Bird's going to use that momentum on the inside line to keep that place. And Demon's in trouble on the inside, actually causing a collision with Cheese there. So Demon actually went stationary on the inside of the track there. Cheese colliding into the back of them. Pesky Bird running slow is going to cause a collision with Jimmy. And Demon having difficulties on this lap. That causing some trouble for Cheese as well. It seems like Demon's managed to get some of that pace back, getting past Pesky Bird. Gonna go and see the front runners here. Lap 22, over halfway now. Iceman is leading. Marnie and Superboss battling it out just behind. But a bad exit line by Iceman means Marnie is going to come through in first. Superboss just behind second. Iceman's going to go for the lunge to try and at least reclaim second over Superboss. A bad corner for Marnie means Marnie's going to drop into third. And Iceman back up into first place. Superboss second. Marnie in third. Jimmy's got past Marnie. Marnie having some troubles as well. Got Pesky Bird, Demon, Azure now in front of Cheese. And then Bwer in ninth with the fastest lap though. So it might be able to at least claw an extra point from that. Jimmy goes for the lunge around the outside Superboss, but colliding with Bwer. Bwer's not moving out of the way for these front runners. Just going to cause as much chaos as possible. Slow around here is the battle between Jimmy and Superboss. Bwer's just going to make it difficult. Weaving left and right. Jimmy goes for the lunge, but it's an outside exit. Comes back on the inside, does make it past Superboss. Also managed to get out of the way of Bwer. But Bwer's going to cut in front. So like a bit of a purpose lunge there, back into Jimmy. Iceman taking the fastest lap. You see over here, bit of a battle going on. Iceman attempting to lap half of the grid here. Azur's actually managed to gain a few positions, is now battling out with Demon and Marnie. Blue flags. Blue flags are needed. So Iceman's just weaving through everyone. Azur following the route as well. Manages to get in front of Superboss. The Iceman moving aside to let both of them through. I don't think Iceman realises that they're the one leading. No need to move out the way for anyone there. Thank you so much for the follow. Just seeing that come through. Oh, and Demon's gone off the corner of the track. And that is going to be costly for Demon. It looks like Marnie and Demon have been struggling later into this race, losing that momentum. And Boer is going to gain a position over Demon. So Marnie and Cheese currently battling it out. Iceman calling for another Icebreakers 1-2. Starting to be a consistent showing in these final few races. So we currently have Iceman just lapping near enough everyone. Jimmy's got quite a good second place lead onto Azur in third. Superboss and Peskybird currently side by side just behind Azur, battling it out for position. And Iceman still holding that fastest lap. Onto lap 33, Superboss with some good speed there, but is going to have a big collision with the wall. It's actually going to cause a pile-up here with Superboss and Peskybird. Both of them having a bit of a battle after that collision, are both going to end up on the inside of the track, stationary. It's a big bit of drama there, but Azur's going to come through, give them a nudge. Is this going to help, or is this... It's causing a pile-up. Jimmy just avoiding it. Demon's going to come and give them a bit of a nudge as well. Probably not a good decision, because that means Demon is also joined in. So a big incident on the first corner here. And this could be big F's in the chat for Superboss, Peskybird, Azur and Demon. But brilliant news here for Boer, as Boer has moved up to 5th place out of nowhere. And Marnie getting involved in the crash as well. It's a disaster. It's an absolute pile-up. A massive incident on turn 1, knocking half the grid out of the race. Everyone's going to have to be careful approaching this turn, not to be too much on the inside. See Boer and Cheese battling out. Boer's fallen off again. Boer just cannot stay on this track at all. And this could be bad news for Iceman as well, joining the back of the queue, crashing into the pile-up as well. Jimmy colliding with them as well. Jimmy's going to join in, which means all we have left is Boer and Cheese. This is quite the turn of events on the final 3 laps of the race. And this could be an incredible end. And with Boer having such a rough race so far, this could be the change that was needed. So Cheese is now leading. The 1-2 for Iceman Jimmy is now gone. Boer currently still in 4th, being a couple of laps behind. Cheese collides as well. Gets picked up in the mess on lap 38. And it is just Boer left running. Can we just restart the race? No, we cannot. We are that far into it. But Boer's going to hit the back as well. So Boer with a chance there to get number 1. But joins the back of the collision. So everyone piling up on the first corner means Cheese is actually going to take the win here. Boer had one job, just had to make it to the end. but with an interesting finish here, not expected at all. We actually are going to have a full DNF. Yeah, red flags, but we're that close to the end that I think we're just going to have to call it a race finish. If this was earlier into the laps, maybe we would run it. With 2 laps to go, I think this is where we're going to have to end the race. I know I've tested this. I'll tell you, I test all the tracks, no issues whatsoever. But as I always say, when it comes to the UMR races, something always happens, something totally unexpected, and that is exactly what we have here. Yeah, it's only 2 laps, so we're just gonna have to call the race there, and this will be the result of this race. But don't worry, because we do have a second race coming up after this one, because we do have 2 races this stream. Because I could put it to a vote as to whether you'd want a 2-lap shootout or not, but that'll pretty much be down to the positions people are in will decide on the voting. So it'd be a little bit unfair, because I imagine the people that are currently in the top few positions are probably going to want to keep it like this. Like I say, if it wasn't 2 laps to go, we'd definitely look at probably restarting the race, maybe with less laps. But as it is only 2 laps remaining, I am gonna end this one here, especially because we do have another race coming up after this. But hey, a absolute dramatic end after looked like it was going to be an icebreaker one too. It was looking pretty strong for that one, but a big pile up on corner 1 is going to bring this to quite a dramatic end. And there we go. In fact, we're pretty close to the time I usually aim for, so not bad, not bad. But Cheese will take the win. Technically not saying DNF on here, even though it kind of was. Basically everyone DNFing here. But Iceman does get the fastest lap. How come you're in 8th? That would have been when you joined the pilot. That would have been the position. So after an interesting end to that race, I am going to go and put the results over on the leaderboard. Game's rigged. Yeah, I'm going to put the results on the leaderboard, and I'll be back with the standings. Don't go anywhere. Like I say, after the standings, we will have another race following, which will be Marble GP India, one of our longest races of the season. So I'll be back in just a minute with the standings. Alright, the results have been entered. Now, we didn't do a winner's marble cam because they aren't moving, but you know, just in case, there is Cheese. So congratulations to Cheese, of course. Claps in the chat as always. Good race. Good first place. But let's head over to the standings. What happens if 2 people in the championship tie? We usually do a tiebreaker. So for the top 3, if any of them are tied, we will have to do a tiebreaker. Some kind of tiebreaker race. No longer last. Okay, so after that race, Iceman still leading with 505 points. Jimmy in second with 495. Marnie in third with 485. Superboss in fourth with 477. Cheese in fifth with 461. Azur in sixth with 456. Peskybird in seventh with 444. Boar in eighth with 442. And Demon in ninth with 435. So no count back on race wins or anything. haven't really thought about that. I just thought a tiebreaker might be the best way to settle it. I guess it depends. I could put it to what people prefer. If we happen to get a tiebreaker before the final race, if people want to maybe think about what they'd rather see. Would you rather see a tiebreaker race, or do we put it down to number of race wins? Because we can do either. Yeah, it'd be good to hear your suggestions on that one as well. That's if we even get a tiebreaker. We'll have to see. But that is Scream Speedway, a very exciting race, a very dramatic end, as we always like to see. We usually like to see a few at least make it to the finish line. I think, considering this wasn't even meant to be a track that we were going to see lots of DNFs, might be a first for having no finishes on quite a standard track. I can upload the standings to Discord. I can have them open for the second race. I need to find championship mathematics. Who needs which place and so on. Of course, yeah, I will. As always, we'll take a few minutes break for people to do what they need to do, get a drink, toilet break, food, whatever you want to do, before we return with the second race. So during that, I'll upload the standings with the win counts and everything. Exciting when it works, exciting when it fails. Indeed. But yeah, that is going to be it for this first race. So for those watching on YouTube, that's this video. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next one.